Bless you. Thank you very much. Boys sound okay to you? Even though we just drug them out from a long winter's nap, everybody's ready to fight. All right, we'll do one more and then get our first couple speakers up here. Go ahead, buddy. Well, thank you very much, you guys. Once again, it's good to see y'all out here. It's good to be back at Maybell's. And I don't know, what do you think, David? Is that an accurate cowboy song? Yeah, that's how it feels, right? Just riding off in, that sounds good. I want to bring some friends of mine up and introduce them to you. These two fine folks helped me coordinate this event. Actually, it was their idea, and I've been sweating ever since. But I'm so thrilled to introduce to you tonight. First of all, this gentleman who came from Virginia Beach, is that right? Y'all, this is my friend Micah Goodman. Say hi to Micah. Micah is one of those guys, you talk about people who know what they believe and put sweat equity into what they believe, and Micah's one of those guys. is one of the instrumental organizers of the 2A rallies that you hear about down in Richmond, when they go down there and they kind of shake the window panes there for the state capitol and let them know they better not take away our Second Amendment rights. They better not touch them. And we've got a harder fight than we've ever had, and we need warriors like you, brother. So thank you for doing that, for that organization. Check him out, you guys, on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Micah Goodman. It's kind of a big deal, but I want to turn it over to him now.
Appreciate you. How awesome is this to be here? Thank you, Todd. Thank you, everybody with Maybells, for putting this on. Thank you, Karen. Man, I'm gonna make you use your brains for a second. Shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. What's the first word in the Constitution? Anybody? We. That is the first word. Out of all the things that they could have put first, we the people. And what we're seeing right now is we're seeing that the Constitution is becoming an heirloom that's sometimes referred to, sometimes weaponized against one side or the other. But we have to remind ourselves that this is the supreme law of the land, and that everything is subservient unto it. So we're seeing all these things that are rising up now. We see all these new ideologies that have taken root inside of America. We're seeing so many things that were the safeguards and the last stand for freedom trying to be stripped from us. It's not about, don't get me wrong, I love to shoot, I love guns, I love hanging out with people and shooting, all that kind of stuff. It's fun. I was in law enforcement. But what I really hate is tyranny. And the purpose of the Second Amendment was not for hunting, it wasn't for sports shooting, even though Abigail's favorite maybe thinks it is. It is for us to preserve our rights. And the Founding Fathers had such a good understanding of human nature that they said we need these checks and these balances, and the absolute last thing is that the people should stay armed, so that if the government ever becomes or does what governments often do, what men often do when they get power, is they corrupt. And there should be these things put in place. And now we have all these new ideologies that have kind of swept through the world and swept through America, where we think we can evolve our way into some new human nature. And what they understood, which is still true now, is that man is fractured and broken. And they understood that we needed these checks and balances, we needed these things. So, a lot of Second Amendment stuff, is just, we love guns, and that's awesome, and I do. But the real reason why we're here is because we absolutely, emphatically hate tyranny. And we always think, in our time, this is the main point that everyone should come away with tonight. Karen, although she's incredible, she is not the solution to the problem. Some guy with a big Instagram page is not the solution to the problem. My buddy Ross, the boss, who has a very big following on social media, he's not going to be the solution to the problem. We are going to be the solution to the problem. It's going to take us, And there's this huge issue with delegating the responsibility of freedom to other people, thinking that we can outsource our faith or that we can outsource our freedom to other people. But we are living in times now where if you think, I don't care about politics, I don't, all that kind of stuff, well, politics cares about you. And there is enemies, not just at the gates, within the gates, and they are trying to take away the absolute last thing that's supposed to be the security policy, the insurance policy for all the rest of our freedoms, which is the fact that citizens should be armed. And this is something that we have to get loud about. I'm not here to just push guns. And I think that's something that constantly gets twisted against the Second Amendment. I've seen some signs that Saddam Salim, who's the state senator who's pushing SB 749, the main thing that's going to strip away our rights, and he has a sign that I've seen him hold that says, love kids more than guns, which is ridiculous. When I was a cop, I had guns to do what? Protect kids. You mothers and fathers and grandfathers and grandmothers, we have guns to protect our kids. And we obviously have to make sure that we train kids up, that we teach them how to be safe with all those kind of things. But this is not what the Second Amendment is about, as a bunch of country folk that love guns. It's more than that, right? It's us who hate tyranny. And they want to put us in a box, and they want to label us, and they want to say that we're all these things that we're not. And we have to become louder. We have to speak up. We have to do it, in my humble opinion. If you don't believe what I believe, you definitely belong here. Don't feel like it's any other way. But for me, Jesus is the only way forward with all of this. I'm in the right place, I think, to say that, right? Everything we're doing politically is a Band-Aid to try to stop the bleeding. It's a tourniquet to maybe slow things down. But the real problem in our country now is that people don't know the love of Jesus. So even when we stand up against these people and we say, hey, this is a line you will not cross, it's okay for us to be that way. It's okay for us to have hard boundaries and hard lines, and whoever taught that Jesus was a pacifist needs to reread the Gospels. But one thing that we need to understand is that we will have lines that you cannot cross, but we will love our enemies. And that we will stand up for the goodness that this country was founded on and what's carried it through so many evil times before. And we're going to have to do that with love, but with firm and strong understanding of what our rights are. So I get this incredible, crazy privilege for me to introduce somebody that I've come to admire a whole lot. I admire her husband as well. And I think you guys know who she is. It's Karen Hamilton. Come on up, Karen. Of course. And I'm going to say that I won't go into all the details, but I saw her in a moment where she had a moment to have a platform. She immediately, somebody else came and she gave that opportunity to somebody else. She's not a politician, she's a public servant, and I've seen those moments, and I've heard stories about the things that you've done when nobody else is looking, where it could be a moment for a politician to hog the spotlight, and she gives that to other people. So it's cool for her to have this moment where she gets to speak to us. So everybody give her a big hand, and let's get this thing going. Here she is.
I appreciate it, brother. Can we keep that hand going for Todd? Thank you so much for allowing us to use this beautiful venue. Thank you to Micah for organizing and coming all the way from Virginia Beach. Definitely go follow Micah and his wife Renee. She is awesome too. She's not here tonight, but they are doing an amazing job kind of in the social media realm, getting the word out, because that's kind of where the town square is these days, oddly enough, is on social media. So thank you for all you're doing there. And I want to thank, lastly, you guys for being here. I know we've probably had about a dozen events in the past 3 weeks, and we've asked you to write postcards, we've asked you to phone bank and door knock and just show up and give us the energy, because we want Democrats in Richmond to realize that we're awake. So thanks for being here tonight and giving us some of your time. For those who don't know me, my name's Karen Hamilton. I have the privilege of representing this beautiful county in the House of Delegates. It's James Madison's district. So the foundations of liberty and self-reliance were forged in this area, and we've got a lot to be thankful and a lot to fight for here. I'm not going to speak to you tonight as a politician, though. I'd rather take that hat off and speak to you more just as a woman and also as a mother. Because like Micah said, we use our guns to protect the people that we love. We don't use them to kill people like the left tries to claim all the time. So I want to talk to you about my family just real briefly. I've got a great husband over here, Cameron Hamilton. I think a lot of you recognize him. He's going to be, Lord willing, the future administrator in FEMA, so very proud of him. And I've got 3 wonderful children, and they were a big part of why I decided to run for office, because I've got 2 in middle school, 1 in high school. They're nearing that age where they're starting to spread their wings a little bit. They've got, social lives, people to see, places to go, and all that. And they are getting ready to step out from under the shield of protection of our household. And when they do that, I want them to do that with their Second Amendment rights fully intact. Right now, it is looking like that's going to be a battle. We know that our Second Amendment right is really the security policy that ensures the rest of our liberties. But it's not just that. As a woman, it really is the great equalizer. And there's no better story to illustrate that than the story of Amanda Collins Johnson, who I don't know if you've heard of, but I had the opportunity to hear her speak a few years ago. She's got a tragic story. Back in 2007, she was a young girl attending the University of Nevada. She was raised around firearms. She was a competitive shooter. She had her concealed carry permit, but she was a law-abiding citizen, and the university had a firearms ban on campus, and so she followed the law. She left her gun at home. One evening after a night class, she was walking back to her car with a group of friends. They got to the parking deck and they split up because they were all parked on different levels. She got about halfway towards her car and a man came from behind and grabbed her, put a gun up to her temple, forced her down to the ground, clicked off the safety. And we've got young kids here today, so I'm going to censor it a bit, but I think you know what happened to Amanda next. The sad thing is that this happened just 50 feet away from the campus police station. And as much as we love and appreciate our law enforcement officers, we know they can't always be there when we need them. And certainly Amanda was alone that night. She had the ability to defend herself, but politicians robbed her of that evening, and she paid dearly for it. I wish I could say that was the end of it, that her attacker, James Biela, was caught that night, but he wasn't. He went on to attack 2 more women. The last one, he murdered and discarded her 19-year-old body in a field like trash. This is a haunting story. I know for me, I've personally been that young girl that walked alone to her car at night, unarmed, in the dark. But I also have a daughter that's nearing that same age, and she's going to be incurring that same risk. And I refuse to let politicians in Richmond strip her of the right to defend herself. But that's exactly what Democrats in Richmond are doing. If you've been paying attention, and I know you have been because that's why you're here, they just passed an egregious slate of anti-gun bills. And as Amanda's story so tragically illustrates, we know that gun bans and gun-free zones, they don't stop evil. All they do is create and advertise vulnerability. And that policy, that gun-free policy, I mean, Amanda followed it. She was the law-abiding citizen, but the guy who attacked her didn't follow it. So we know these things don't work. And time again, we hear the same arguments from the left that this will stop violence, that if we could just get the guns out of everybody's hands, and life is going to be better, but life is going to be much, much worse. And so I say that story to you to just let it hit home that our gun rights are something that we should cherish, not only to fight back against tyranny, but to protect our families from everyday dangers. This world is getting darker and darker. And so I hold our Second Amendment with a lot more just appreciation and desire to protect it. I want to follow up by saying we've got to get out on Tuesday and vote no, because the same politicians, the same ones that are seeking to disarm us are also seeking to disenfranchise us. They want to silence the rural vote. They don't want to hear from me. They don't want to hear from you or any of us. They want to roll over us from Fairfax. They have drawn the most rigged maps that people have ever seen in the nation. They're saying they are the worst maps, the most gerrymandered maps. So much so that 5 congressmen could live within a span of 12 miles in Northern Virginia. And they don't care that 45% of Virginians actually vote Republican. They don't care about that. They say, best we can do for you is 9%. That's all they would like to give us in Washington. So that is absolutely unacceptable. So we're going to fight this gun battle. We're going to fight it in the courts. But first, we have to fight this redistricting referendum, or else we're going to have a possibly permanently blue Virginia. They're calling it temporary. They're calling it fair. We all know that's a bunch of lies. So I want you guys to grab your family, grab your friends, head to the polls on Tuesday if you haven't voted yet. We're going to need every single vote in order to win this thing, because they have $100 million dumped into this race. They don't care that they're disenfranchising their neighbors. And so we've got to just be relentless in our efforts. We've got a little bit more time. And so I'll just ask you to send a message, send an email to all your family and friends. It's not too late to just make people aware of what's going on. Thank you guys so much again for being here. God bless you guys. God bless Virginia. And God bless America. Thank you.
Karen and her husband, Cameron, will be sticking around this evening. Y'all make sure you go talk to them, talk to Micah, the other speakers that you're going to hear this evening. I'm humbled that you'll sit there and listen to me, but I actually encourage you to go out and meet the people that are here, especially, Karen represents us down there in Richmond, and I know her very well, and I know she wants to hear from us. She wants the chance to talk to her constituents and understand what's important to them. And a lot of times, especially in some of the bluer districts in the state of Virginia, they don't prioritize that, but ours do, and we're thankful for that. If you don't know me, if you're maybe joining us for the first time, or we haven't had the chance to shake hands, kind of wear a couple hats around here. In addition to fronting the band, I am the chair of the Greene County Republican Committee. Bless you, thank you. I'm now in my 3rd year serving there. I love it. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with those people and doing the things that need to be done to get out the vote here in Greene County and help our neighboring counties as well. It gives me an inside perspective on how things are going politically in the state of Virginia, both with Greene and with our neighbors. Spent a lot of time working with the neighboring counties. Saw a friend of mine, Larry Green, was back over there early. He was formerly the chair of Culpeper. He works with Bryce Reeves. Larry's out here tonight. Some of the other neighboring counties have sent folks as well. We're a family. We work really hard to turn out the vote every time. We look at the numbers, we watch the data, we send out the emails. We're the ones putting out the yard signs. We're trying to collect funds to do what we believe is God's work. Because our beliefs start with our salvation, and they work their way out from there. So they start with Scripture and they work their way out from there. And that is what drives me. And I hope people, if they know one thing about me, they know this. I take that, it's a volunteer role. I do it in service. This is not about climbing any political or notoriety ladder. This is about making sure that my neighborhood is as well represented as possible, whether it be in Standardsville, Richmond, or Washington, D.C. That's what we're fighting for every day. Thank you. We've got a great representative with Karen. We're going to have to choose a congressman this November. Now, you know that Tuesday we're going to have a say in what our district footprint looks like. They're trying to change this district. They're trying to rig the deck against us. And it's not the first time they've tried to do that. And when I say they, to be honest, I'm not just talking about the Democrats in Richmond. I'm talking about liberals and progressives all over the world. Well over $50 million has been pumped into the state of Virginia to try to change our representation, ours, to try to turn it into a situation where Arlington and Fairfax represent Greene County. And not only do they represent Greene, they'll represent half of Rockingham, and they'll represent Louisa and Powhatan. This district sprawls out like some kind of a fungus, the way they've thrown it. We cannot stand for it. We've got about 50-some hours between here and when the polls close on Tuesday night. I strongly encourage you to call everyone that you know. Make sure they have voted. Make sure they know where they can vote. Even in Virginia now, you can register same day. If for some reason they're not registered, they can go Tuesday. They can take care of all of that and have their vote count. May like those rules, may not, but we play by the rules as they are on the field, and then once we have the power, God willing, we change them. And we make them what we need them to be to keep a safe and secure United States of America. But between here and Tuesday, don't do yourself a disservice, okay? Don't be quiet. Many of you are going to head into church tomorrow morning. I know I'll be there. I hope you will be there. That's most important. Pull those friends and family, pull those fellow churchgoers aside. Let them know how much is at stake. Because I really don't want my congressional representative to be from the shores of the Potomac, come November. And this is very important, and Karen said it right. There ain't nothing about this temporary. Who have we ever given power to that they willfully give it back? Doesn't work that way. Thank you. We're going to do a couple songs, and then we're going to have a couple more speakers up. I know that 3 of the candidates vying for that congressional seat are here tonight, or I expect them here tonight, so we're going to hear from them as well, so this will be a great chance for that too. But in the meantime, let's play a little music. Go see our girls back there selling hot dogs and hamburgers. Get you something to eat, get a drink, get a beer, and thank you again for joining us here. This song right here, I asked the guys to bump this up in the set list, because on the heels of all this gun talk, and particularly the story, Karen, that you told, this song resonates, I think. A good little storytelling song by Cody Johnson. It's called Jesus Loves You. Samuels on the dobro. Dyke on the guitar. Kid on the drums, he's all right. Sucker, he's so lucky he can even order off the kids menu for 2 more months. It's my son Evan back there. Holding it down, brother. Appreciate it. Sounds good. And John, I got to introduce, now going all the way around, I got to introduce John Coder, my other son on the bass guitar. All right, let's play something a little happier. How about some old Shenandoah music? A guy named Parker McCollum. I like a lot of his stuff. He's a Texas guy. Something about this song just spoke to me. It's a song about coming back home. If you know me, I left and went to Tennessee for about 18 years, thereabouts. And came on back home. Never thought of any other place as home. I want to make sure you know that. No other place has ever been home, but that was where I worked. About that. So this song kind of reminds me of coming back home and how things change, how they stay the same. love hearing Keith play that dobro. We've known each other a few years. I remember when you first picked up a dobro. I think I'd like to start learning that thing. Around the time I first picked up a guitar, clearly you learned faster than I did. We'll do 2 more songs and get some speakers up once again. How about Dave on the guitar right here?
Yes. Been a long time since I had a chance to play with Dave. We were supposed to play some years back, right before COVID, over in Stanton. And we got one song and then it rained.
And back before
Hey, can
that-
we do that song?
I don't know. It probably was standing on shaky ground or
There's a
something
whole
like
lot
that.
of us here tonight like to see a little rain, I can promise you.
Oh yeah. You got a
Back,
point.
back before that, I think it was about, what, 25 or 30 years or more?
25 or 30 years. Yeah, Dave and I used to play in a band called Southern Sky in the 90s and the 80s, and that was a lot of fun. I'm still recovering. 30 years later, I'm still recovering from that. But that was a lot of fun. We really haven't had a chance to play together. One of the best guitar players you'll ever play with, Dave Mars, ever.
Hey, I've heard Dave's name for years, but truth be told, I just met him about 4 hours ago, so I think we're doing pretty good, Dave.
Thought I was a ghost.
Let's see if we can play an intro together. thank you very much. We're going to get a couple speakers up here. You know who I'd like to get is somebody that probably everybody in this place knows. And if you don't know him, you should know him, and I hope you've got one like him in your county. Y'all please welcome our fantastic sheriff, Mr. Steve Smith, up to say a few words. Now Steve told me, he said, yes, I'll speak, but all I'm going to do is say what he said. So, we can do better. We can do better.
Thank you all for coming out. And then when I got this job, they didn't tell me I had to speak in front of a bunch of people. But I've had to do it quite a few times. You know, it's a shame we even have to have it like this for our Second Amendment. When I was growing up, we never thought about Virginia being in play and having our people trying to take our rights away from us. And in my younger days, clubbing days, I used to go listen to Keith and Sweetwater all the time. One of the best bands around. Yeah, they were good. So was your band. But
I borrowed his band, that's why.
okay.
The hard part was trying to tackle him playing football with no pads like we did in the old days.
Many years ago.
Yeah, holding onto a leg.
Good knees and all.
Down the field.
Yeah, good knees and all that. And no, Todd asked me to come up and speak to you today. And I don't mind telling people that I'm an independent constitutional conservative. How many of those we got out here? We work closely with the Republicans. I think I'm the only one I've ever heard of, but I don't mind saying it. I'm going to defend your rights. Not just the Second Amendment rights, but all your constitutional rights. And Michael made a good point. We all need Jesus. And if everybody loved Jesus the way they're supposed to, I wouldn't need a job. We wouldn't need police departments. We could do without it. So that's the first thing. Jesus is number one. And he made some other good points too when I was sitting back there, and I said, I want to say something about that, and now I forgot half of it. But he said, the gentleman trying to tell people to love kids more than guns. Well, why don't they think about that during abortions? You know, that's the first thing I thought of. They always want to use kids to their favor, except when you're talking about abortion. So, I'm just here to say that I've told people in the county, I tell people all the time, you don't have to worry about your Second Amendment rights here in Greene County. You don't have to worry about your First Amendment rights or any other rights. I don't work with the Governor Spanberger. I work for you, the people. And that's what you put me here for, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. I don't care who knows it, put it out there to the press or whatever. We're also part of the 287G program. We work with ICE very closely. And we will continue to do that. We have a representative from across the mountain, Ryan Rivera. He's a good guy, good connection. He helps us a lot. We've gotten a lot of benefit from this program. We've gotten a lot of criminals out of this county and out of Central Virginia because of this program. You know, a lot of sheriffs won't admit that they want to do it or they are doing it or whatever. They won't jump into it because they're afraid of the bad press they'll get. Well, we were elected to do a job, and part of that job is getting the criminals out of your community. That's what we need to do. And that's what we will do. And who else thinks President Trump is the best president we ever had? I think he is absolutely the best president we've ever had. It takes a lot of courage to do what he's doing. And I hope he sees this on all this social media. And somebody please tell him, get me a challenge coin. Karen, you still want me a challenge coin for Homan. But Donald Trump has these huge challenge coins, and I need one for my big collection. So thank you all for coming out here today. Thank you for having me up here. I enjoy coming and speaking to you. I love each and every one of you. I love Greene County. I was born and raised here. Got a couple of my schoolmates here, Sandy. Been a long time since we graduated, huh? And unfortunately, a lot of our classmates have passed away. But thank you all for having me. I know I wanted to say a bunch of other stuff, but I don't forgot what it was.
Come back.
I will. Thank you.
I'm going to call an audible here and bring up a friend of mine who has had himself a pretty big week. And you've already heard from his better half, but I'm going to at least ask him to say hi to you anyway. And why don't you come up and greet your people? Would you do that for me, brother? Just say hello and thank you. How about that? Y'all welcome my dear friend, Mr. Cameron Hamilton.
Thank you all. Thank you, John, for being here. And thank you, Mike, for putting this event on. It's pretty awesome. And of course, I want to say thank you to my lovely wife for being the freedom fighter that she is here. We've got a critical fight up ahead, no matter what. Virginia is our home. Virginia is where we will stand. And Virginia is the place where the origins of this country were forged. Constitution Highway just not far over that way. Literally the foundation of our republic came through this district. One of the writers of the United States Constitution lived in this district. So there's rich heritage here. You got to think about the generations past, what they sacrificed, what they gave up, and what they're still willing to fight for in their day. We should think about that. We should think about the honored fables and stories of old. And then look at the future and think about the future that our children are going to inherit. So as we make decisions today, as we face the future, remember, they're the ones that will inherit the blessings of the decisions that we make, or potentially the curses of the decisions we make. So God bless you all. Thank you for being here, for supporting this cause. Go out and tell your friends, tell your crazy Uncle Earl, tell your crazy Aunt Nessie, tell every person that you know to get out to the polls, and if they don't, shame is a really good public tool. I highly encourage you to use it. So shame them until they go to the polls. We have to pull out all the holds here. So thank you, Todd. God bless you, brother.
I know 3/4 of the room knows this story, and the rest of it you can probably find on CNN or somewhere like that right now. Probably looks somewhere better than CNN, but you understand what I'm saying. I think a lot of you know that about a year ago, Cameron was the director at FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and he was doing a wonderful job there. Anytime you get a God-fearing man of his level of humility and character in class, doing a job like that, managing tens of thousands of people and being there when they're in their hour of their greatest need, you want a man like Cameron. And Cameron got caught up in the Washington political swamp, the things that happen to good people up there. I mean, it almost seems like a rite of passage. And we were all down for you, brother. We were all struggling with you as you were. I hope you felt our prayers and our spirit. And but I tell you what, I've rarely seen a story of vindication out of Washington quite like the one that I've seen this past week, as Cameron has now been officially brought in to resume that role, and he will be awaiting Senate confirmation as our FEMA director. And sometime when he is not under the limits of a federal employee and the things they're allowed to talk about, you can tell us what it was like walking out of the Oval Office this week with that endorsement, buddy. We want to hear all about that one day. Congratulations to you and your family, and thank you both for the service that you offer our nation. Going to bring Micah back up. I think you'd like to introduce perhaps our next guest, one of the heavyweights we brought with us tonight, in addition to yourself. Once again, Micah Goodman.
Yeah, so this guy's become a good friend of mine. Man, he's a truth teller. And a lot of people, some people have said to me, oh, you're an influencer, which makes me want to throw up in my mouth. We're just trying to use the loudest megaphone on earth to spread the most important message about what's happening inside of our country right now. And there's this guy who's awesome at it. His name is Ross the Boss on a lot of platforms, Christopher Ross Bennett. And he's going to come speak. He's a little dry. He's not very funny, so you guys will just have to kind of hang through it and deal with it. I'm sorry about that. Next time we'll get somebody funnier.
Sorry about that, guys. I didn't drink any beer. It's just water tonight. Trying to be a responsible adult. Because you kind of can't drink and have a gun well, can you close your ears for a minute, Mr. FEMA? You kind of can't drink and have a gun in the same couple minutes, but if you wait 12, who's going to know? That's all I'm trying to say. Is that if you came tonight to party, nobody's going to stop you, okay? That's all I'm saying. Well, so anyway, I always give this analogy because we all kind of know what we're here for. You don't need me to rah-rah you into caring about this more. You already care enough to be here, right? And if there's anything you've learned about Virginians showing up, you're probably already part of the 1% that actually does. So congrats on you for caring enough to do something that you would ordinarily not do. But I just like to give this analogy because the best thing I can help you guys with is to laugh a little, but more important than that is to give you really good reasons why you believe what you believe. Because boldness is not a personality type, right? If you're really clear about something and somebody says something stupid about that subject, it's really easy to debate them immediately about how stupid that was because you know more than them. Can everybody kind of agree with that concept? Great. So let's just pretend that God dropped you on a planet somewhere, and then God dropped another person on a planet somewhere, and it's only you two, okay? And you're just building a civilization, and you come across this other person at some point. You don't know anything about them, and they pick up a stick because they see you. Well, your natural God-given reaction would be to look around and pick up a stick yourself to go, oh, if you got a stick, I got a stick. That's kind of the whole point of the Second Amendment, is that if you get a stick, I get a stick, dude. And by the way, you've murdered more people with the stick than anybody else, government. So it's nice that if I have one and you start getting out of hand, I can use mine. That's kind of the whole point. Now, we all know it's not really about hunting and outdoor shooting and stuff like that. Clay pigeons are cool, but the ultimate goal... Oh, look, I'm getting arrested. Here it came. Just kidding. You're one of the good ones. But anyway, the whole point is that you're supposed to be able to defend yourself. You're supposed to be able to make sure that if they don't like what you're saying, they have to shut you up. And you have the ability to fight back. And that's kind of the entire reason that we like the Second Amendment. And if you look at times like during COVID, right, you would think that like our countries that you would kind of go, well, they're kind of like American cousins, like Australia. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, those are basically Americans over there. And then COVID happened. And the shutdowns happened. And the lockdowns happened. And they were getting quarantined for 30 days with no ability to escape. And if they tried to escape, if you guys remember this, they were checking trunks of people's cars for miles to figure out where the escapees went. And it's so easy to just tell, as soon as you don't have the Second Amendment, crap like that happens, right? But what's not going to happen is even if they do pass these stupid laws in Virginia, you and I both know they're not coming door to door. Why not? Because the doors have teeth. That's why. Thank you for having teeth, everybody here. I appreciate you. And your teeth having wolvish selves. Stay that way for as long as you possibly can. And I don't have much more to say. I want you to have a great night. But I think it's really important that everybody remembers you're not an evil person for what you've done and what stands you have on this. And sometimes when you're in, it's like the fish, the goldfish in the little aquarium, they kind of get used to their surroundings. And you kind of start to think the sun lives in the window after a while, because that's you're just used to it. So you get called evil enough for defending guns, and maybe you believed 1% of it. So I just want to rebuke and get rid of the 1% of BS you might have believed. You are what's holding back tyranny from murdering millions of people, historically. So thank you. Thank you for being willing to do it. Thank you for being obnoxiously willing to do it. And a lot of people kind of harp on all us Second Amendment people, calling us obnoxious and things. Yeah, we're a little obnoxious, but y'all made us that way. You had so many dumb arguments that we had to be louder than you, and it's not always that polished when it comes out. But I will say this, the more clear you are on what you believe and why you believe it, the easier it is to not be made to feel stupid. So the best place to start that kind of conversation is in really polite ways after a few drinks with your family. You gotta sneak it in, right? Man, I'd hate for my daughter to be walking alone without a way to defend herself from those big bad Republicans, huh? Right? You gotta sneak it in, okay? So just get used to sneaking it in, a little jujitsu mentally. It's not a bad thing to learn. Anyways, well, I don't have a million hours to go. I just figured I'd let you guys know you're not alone out here. I'm down in Suffolk with Micah. He's in Chesapeake, I'm in Suffolk, but appreciate you guys being what you are. Keep going, keep fighting. Don't let people tell you're evil for it. And God bless you.
All right. Hey, we have an unexpected guest that I'm thrilled to see this evening. You know that when we vote Tuesday, we are trying to hold on to 4 currently Republican seats in the United States Congress. One of them, the district starts probably about a quarter mile to our south, right there with Albemarle County, goes all the way down to the North Carolina border. And a lot of our good friends, people over in, whether it's in Albemarle going down to Lynchburg and going down south of that, those people, unlike us, are blessed with a Republican congressman representing them, and his name is John Maguire, and he has been kind enough to drop by and join us this evening. And I want to tell you, as John makes his way up, there are a handful of Republicans in the state of Virginia that, if you'll forgive my French, have been absolutely busting their ass to try to win this referendum. They've been everywhere. I think of Jason Miyares, I think of Glenn Youngkin, the former governor, and John is right on that list. We've seen you everywhere, brother. Thank you for logging the miles and fighting for us, and we'd love to hear from you.
All right, don't give me too much of a hard time. I had to change in my car. I had to go to a wedding. And I figured if I took time to change back, I'd be late here. And Karen said I better get my butt here. So I said, yes, ma'am. Hey, so I'm Congressman John Maguire. I have the honor of continuous service to our great nation, representing Virginia's 5th congressional district. And just like my good brother Cameron over here, we served in the Navy SEAL teams. There are many ways to serve your country. There are my service is no better than anyone else's. But I think I see some veterans here. If you are a veteran, will you raise your hand? Let's give them a round of applause. And I heard somebody talking about the Second Amendment. You know, if somebody broke into my house, they'd overdose on some double-eyed buck. Or they might overdose, get some lead poison or something like that. I see the sheriff here. You know, those guys, if you remember, when Northam was trying to take away all of our guns, the people that held the line were our sheriffs. We would not have a country without you and our men and women in law enforcement. Let's give them a round of applause. And by the way, people that know me, they know I'm better with a rifle than giving a speech, so I hope I don't bore you. But I do know about effort and attitude. I know the mission. We have a great country, and God is not done with us, but we need your prayers, and we need your effort, and we need the attitude to get everybody to the polls on Tuesday. And so what are we going to do on Tuesday? How are we going to vote? All right, listen up. Some people say they want to win, and some people mean it. I want you to sound like, be like champions. What are we going to do on Tuesday? Now, I'm just curious, because we learned this in the teams, an honest team is a better team. If you have not voted yet, raise your hand. I look around, there's a lot of you. I love you. It's too late to vote today. We got to vote Tuesday. What I need you to do is to get 10 people, to get 10 people, to get 10 people. Get your phone out and put down 10 names, and don't stop until you get them to vote. In 2018, we got the majority in the House of Delegates with David Yancey. It was a tie race in the House of Delegates. So they took 2 film canisters and they put them in a bowl and they reached in, and by the grace of God, they pulled out the Republican David Yancey, and we had a 1-vote majority in the House of Delegates, and we were able to stop Governor Northam for 2 years in the House of Delegates with his gun grabs and all the other crazy woke anti-American, Marxist, communist policies coming out of the left. So I need you to vote. I need you to get 10 people to vote. Raise your hand if you're going to get 10 people to vote. I don't like try. What did Yoda say? Is no try, there's do or not do. So what are we going to do on Tuesday? Now listen, I'm at the federal level, but I used to be in the House of Delegates. So Karen, I know a little bit about what you're going through. I had a lot of great mentors. When I was in the House of Delegates, I got the highest award in Virginia for conservatism. With that being the case, I was able to get things done. Raise your hand if you want your elected official to work harder than everybody else. Absolutely. And people say I work hard. The truth is we all work hard. But if you thought you were losing your country, how hard would you work? That's the answer. I will tell you this, I was able to pass bills every year for 8 years with every Democrat, every Republican, and still get the highest award for conservatism. My last year in the state Senate, I had 2 bills that every Republican said, you will never pass these 2 bills. We passed both of them with every Democrat, every Republican, and one of them was a pro-life bill. How many people here are pro-life? Absolutely. I mean, I'm telling you, that's the most important thing to me. Life is a miracle, and it must be protected. But remember, a good leader brings people together and leads them to a better place. And you got to work hard. Some people say they want to win, and some people mean it. And I'm serious. I don't represent, unless you're in my district visiting, I don't know. I don't represent you guys, but whether I'm in your district or not, I represent our country. And if you need me, I need your prayers, but if I can be of help, I'll do that. Now, what do you guys think about Abigail Spanberger? Yeah. Are you happy that she's infringing on your Second Amendment? No. Are you happy that she's raising your taxes? No. Are you happy that she's putting dangerous criminals back on the street? No. So what are you going to do on Tuesday? No. Now, she ran on law and order. The first thing she did was say she doesn't want local law enforcement working with federal law enforcement. That's what Tim Walz did, and that's where we got people killed. Of all 50 states, why would she want to be like Minnesota? She ran on affordability, and within a week, the Democrats, and Karen knows better than me, offered 50-some new taxes, but gave themselves a 300% pay raise. So she did run on affordability, just not for you, not for we the people, but for them. So what are we going to do on Tuesday? I'm Congressman John Maguire. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.
Hey, Katie, John's gonna come back here and get a burger. It's on me, all right? Yes, sir.
Hey, by the way, raise your hand if you're a Trump fan. All right. So listen up. During my race in the House of Delegates, I had a weaker, I love everybody, but a little weaker Republican. He said, you better not put a Trump flag on your pickup truck or you'll lose. So I put 2 of them on there. And I had the second biggest win in Virginia. And by the grace of God, President Trump endorsed me first in the nation for re-election this year. I'm a big fan.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you coming up here, brother. And you do have a lot of people here. We're a quarter mile from where your district starts, so I know you've got some friends here. Hey, before we kick this next song, I want to tell you, at least I think we still have a table back there for the Republicans, the Greene County Republicans. Again, if you join us late, I'm the chair of that group. It's my honor to put my business out there. A lot of people kind of try and put that in their back pocket, their political affiliation. As you know, I wear mine on my sleeve. I'm proud of my conservatism. I'm proud to be a Republican here in Greene County. And if that keeps you from coming to my business, I think that's a you problem, not a me problem. I'm going to put it right out there now. So go see our friends back there at the table. Buddy Barr, my vice chair, is standing over here. Wave to him, buddy. Go talk to him. We would love to have you join us. If you're in Greene County, if you're not in Greene County, you can still be an affiliate member. You can still be helpful. We'll plug you in on things that you can do to help magnify your voting power, amplify your voting power. That's the goal at the end of the day, is to turn your one vote into 10, into 20, into 50. So go see them and sign up, at least for our email. Maybe come to a meeting, figure out what it is we do. We got a great group. They're very passionate like you guys, and we would love to have you be among us. Rest in peace, Toby. What a patriot. I had the chance to play a couple of shows, tour shows with him, Pacific, California, Cameron's old stomping grounds close to it. Little Rock, played with Toby. He's a first-class gentleman, as advertised. Toby was wonderful with the troops and had a heart for his country. Don't leave, we got a few more speakers. I really want you to hear from our congressional speakers. They'll be up in the next block, the ones who are vying for Republican nomination from our district. I believe we have 3 of them here tonight, and they're going to want to speak to you. You'll want to hear from them. It's a great opportunity. So grab a drink, grab a burger, stick around, and we'll have them up in a few songs. Stone reeds or what kind of pine wood box I end up in. When it's my time, let me 6 feet deep in God's country. I saw the light in the sunrise, sitting back in the 40 on the bloody riverside, baptized in holy water and shining to dawn. Made by the sound of heavy thunder, and whistle in the wind. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country. Yeah, I saw the light, sunrise sitting back in the morning on the muddy riverside, baptized in holy water and shining to Todd's Saved by the sound of a big cloud, Dixie whistle in the wind. We'll get you every night. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country. Come on! I Hey, let's keep a sing-along thing going, guys. We're going to skip down a couple to that Alabama song on the set list. Y'all got any Alabama fans out here? Get along all right? Good. Whew. Good, because it's a good song for me to at least on a verse catch my breath, and that needs to happen. And then after that, congressional candidates, you're on deck. After this one, we want to hear from you. Lucky as a sailor, living in heaven, with my Dixie laid to lie. Gonna spend my other part in the hollow beneath the mountain moonlight. Hold her up tight, little loving, a little loving on the face that makes the line. Fits my life. Oh, so right, my Dixie laid to lie. My man on the drums, baby. Keep it going, baby. There he is. He's like, all right, I'm done.
Pull a string, pull a string.
Funny thing about this song, there's so many different versions. I hear you singing back, and it's very similar to the one that I learned that way, but we're gonna have to huddle after the show and discuss it. Where did you learn your version? There, okay. When I learned mine, we didn't have internet, so I had to learn it on the state. on the stage in Broadway in Tennessee, they'd sing it back to you. We'll just yell out what's in our heart. It might mesh, it might not, I don't care. It's Saturday, we're right here in the heart of Bacon freaking Hollow, man. Let's just have a ball and who cares, right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, gonna spend my dollar. Walked in a holler beneath the mountain moonlight. Hold her butt tight and squeeze. Make a little loving all night long. Little turn loving on a Mason-Dixon line. That's my life, harder, oh so right, faster. Oh my Dixieland delight. Tennessee byway, what we got? We got one arm on the wheel, laid back, holding my lover. It's your mother, a sweet song southern thrill that's never actually been true before. Holly, got a little jingle on a Tennessee Saturday night. Couldn't feel better, I'm together with my Dixieland delight. With my Dixieland delight. One more time. Hey, with my Dixieland delight. Bless y'all. Hey, thank you so much for being here this evening and joining us on a very special, what'll be a memorable night. This is the kickoff to our spring season. So next Friday, we have one of our regular Friday night events here. If you've never been to one, I hope you'll come and check that out. Band called Harmony Holler will be joining us next Friday. They've been here once before. And if my memory is right, it was one of those nights that the weather wasn't the best and we didn't quite show them what we need to show them when we welcome an out-of-town band. So I hope you will join us next Friday. That starts at 6:30. And then the week after that, the Friday after that, our good friend James Tamelkoff will be here. So 2 great bands coming up in the next couple weeks. We're going to catch our breath for a second and bring up one more batch of speakers. I see my friend in the red shirt over here from Culpeper, Virginia, one of the candidates vying for the 7th district. But you have an intro, don't you? You have an introduction? Well, good. They can speak for a while, and then you speak for a while, and I'll sit and... No problem. Here's Karen.
Well, hey guys, I'm back, and this time it's my honor to introduce Doug Olivant, who's running for the 7th district. We know a little bit about running for Congress. It's a tough race. The district is purpley right now. It's held by Eugene Vindman, and we really want to get him out of there. And there's some great candidates in this race, but I've thrown my support behind Doug Olivant. Not only does he have an impressive resume that he's going to tell you all about, but I have seen him work his butt off for the last 12 months, crisscrossing all over this district. He hasn't ignored the rural areas like a lot of them do. He has been at just about every single GOP meeting. I think he may have cloned himself because he's just all over the place, but I really appreciate the effort that he's put into it. To me, that's earned my respect and it's earned my endorsement, and I encourage you guys to give him a chance and listen to him tonight, and it's my honor to introduce him to you.
I think it's great to be here tonight. I'm Doug Olivant from Culpeper County. It's so great to be introduced by Karen. When I was at Rally Day in January, we were all there gathered. I think I met many of you there. And Look, the mood there was pretty dark. We knew what was coming from the Virginia legislature. But the one bright spot was being able to go see Karen Hamilton in her new offices as our delegate. So let's give her a hand. She's doing such great things for us. It's always great to come out here to Greene County. It reminds me of my agricultural youth. You know, my people grew lamb, not beef. I hope that makes us like cousins. That's okay. Yeah, not in competition. We're all good. So it's so great to be here. So I'm Doug Olivant. I'm a husband. My wife Sabrina's here with me tonight. I'm a father of 7. I'm a grandfather. So I went to Wheaton College. I was a 20-year Army officer. I did 2 combat tours in Iraq. Taught politics at West Point and served out my last years in the Army, detailed to the White House, working for President Bush at the National Security Council. I've been working overseas, helping U.S. firms compete in the Middle East for about 10 years. Came back to Culpeper County, thought I'd be semi-retired, walking my dog, feeding my chickens, and trying to grow vegetables in Virginia clay. And then I woke up and Eugene Vindman was my congressman, and that was just utterly unacceptable. After figuring out that my friends, Derek Anderson, Cameron, Nick Freitas, who also endorsed me this week, and some others weren't available to run, I decided I need to get into this race. Look, I have a long stock speech about how what Virginia needs is a manufacturing renaissance, a dedication to regenerative agriculture so that we have good food and good health, and a policy of energy abundance so our bills come down. But that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. We're here to talk about this referendum that is threatening to take your freedoms. And I'm going to give it just a slightly different twist here. We've all talked about how this referendum is going to take away, make 90% of Virginia represented by Democrats when they get just a hair over 50% here. And that is criminal, and that is 90% of the reason we should go stop it. But at a fundamental philosophical level, there's something even more important. Democrats in Richmond have decided that they can alter the fundamental law of this Commonwealth without any attention to the administrative restrictions and the gates and the requirements that are in the Constitution, and can write that in such a deceptive way that they can lie to the people of this Commonwealth and get them to pass it. You need to tell them no. You must go vote. We have to rise up and do this. The way we're going to do this, this is going to make me think of Scripture. Judges chapter 7. And, you know, I'm sure there's some Sunday school teachers out here who've taught this in the last year, so if I get a detail wrong, please don't correct me. But Gideon was called to liberate his people from the Midianites. And he asked his people to rise up to help him. And the first 32,000 came out. And God told him, no, that's too many. That's not what I want you to do. That's going to take attention from what I'm trying to do here. So he told everyone who was afraid, go home. They all went home. 22,000 of them went home, and just 10,000 stayed. And God said, no, that's still too many for what I'm trying to do here. And so they went down to the river, and you all know the story. Those that lapped from the river with their tongues, he sent home. And those who scooped it with their hands, he kept. And that left 300. And God told him, yeah, that's what I want. You're going to do this with just 300. And Gideon liberated his people with just those 300. You are those 300 people. The people who went home because they're afraid, that's the big money. That's the donor base. They have not given to this. They have not come out in the way they should. They went home. The 10,000 who went home, that's the commercials. We don't have any. You know that. They've only come out the last minute. All that's left is the grassroots. You are the 300. When we wake up on Wednesday morning and this is defeated, everyone will know it was the grassroots that did it. Not the money, not the commercials, it was the grassroots. So as everyone before me has said, get out there on Tuesday. Let me assure you, I was up in Woodbridge today at early voting for about 4 hours. I would have stayed there, except it was a long drive to get to Greene. They are coming out. People who want to vote yes for this, who are deceived into voting yes for this, who want the power from voting yes for this, they are coming out up there. You have to do the same. Take your friends, take your family. We must defeat this. I'm Doug Olivant. It's great to be here with you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to being your congressman in the 7th District. God bless America. God bless the Commonwealth.
Make sure you go talk to Doug, go talk to his lovely wife, Sabrina, good people. They've been regulars at the Greene County Republican meetings. So again, I encourage you to join us at one of those. Got a table back there. We'd love to get your email address and stay plugged in with you so that we can keep you up to breast on these people. They do come through. They do come. They want to talk to you. They want to earn your vote. The next one is one that is more of a recent entrant into the race. In fact, I just got a chance to meet him myself. But I look forward to hearing from him this evening. This is Waverly Washington. Welcome him to Greene County.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Waverly Washington, and I'm running for Congress in Virginia's 7th District. So just a little bit about me. I'm from Central Virginia. Growing up, things were tough for my family. My father was incarcerated during much of my early childhood. Actually, my first memory of my father and my mother is actually seeing my father in prison. I remember not being tall enough to sit in the chair to see him. And so my mom had to stand me on the counter, held my hands on the glass, my mom held the phone to my ear. And that's the first time I remember seeing my father. And by the grace of God, my father actually reformed himself from prison through Christ and came home to rebuild our family and actually to even help our community. My father's name is William Washington. He's run the Bridge Ministry in Central Virginia for about 30 years, helping men with the same issues that he had. So that was my example. So my mother didn't graduate from high school. My father didn't graduate from middle school. But they both worked extremely hard and told me to take advantage of all the opportunities this country offers. So with that example, a lot of hard work. I first earned my diploma from Fort Keene Military Academy right down the road. I went to West Point, I played football there, and I became an Army officer. I served on active duty for 13 years. I've lived and served in 5 countries. When you get to see the world firsthand, you develop a deep appreciation for what America is. Our opportunities, our freedoms, and our ability to offer second chances. Unfortunately, my last assignment in the Army was actually working in the U.S. Congress. I was a congressional fellow. I was a defense fellow for Tommy Tuberville, Alabama, and then I was also worked exclusively with Senator Joni Ernst out of Iowa, both of which have endorsed me for this race. When I got into Congress, I assumed to be rejuvenated, seeing how these people were defending our republic. And that's not what happened. Every day, I kept hearing this narrative up there about how America's broken, how we're damaged beyond repair, or that we should be ashamed of who we are. That's not the country I grew up in. That's not the country I serve. That's not the country I believe in. America still is the greatest force for opportunity in the world. America gave a kid who grew up seeing his father in prison a chance to be a West Point graduate, an Army officer, and lead soldiers around the world. And that's why I'm here. We need younger people to start standing up for what our republic is supposed to be. And instead of waiting for someone else to do it, I decided to do it myself. Because that's what I felt like God has called me to do. And I've been fortunate enough to meet a few people in this race, and they are good people, I have no doubt. But none of them are the fighter that I am. None of them have crossed through the fire that I had to cross through just to stand before you today. And I will beat Eugene Bennett. Because that path that I walked down that demanded faith, grit, and resilience is exactly what it will take to win. But I need your help. Right now, Democrats are trying to silence my voice, our voice. Because they don't want to earn your vote. They want to engineer it, and they call it fair. And that doesn't sit right with me. So I'm ready to fight for Virginia's 7th District. And I'm asking each and every one of you, join me for this fight. And the first fight is this Tuesday. The first moment that we show them this stops here is on Tuesday. And I hope and I pray every single one of you do your duty and do your part. Show up at the polls to show them that we are not afraid, that we will stand where we are planted. Thank you. I look forward to earning all your votes, but the first fight, 21st, make sure you vote no. Thank you.
We have one more congressional candidate to hear from tonight. I think technically he is the newest entrant in the race, having announced just earlier this week. I had the chance to go to his announcement party over in the eastern part of the district, and I was struck by the men and women of faith that you had there. Strong base, strong foundation, and so I'm glad you made the trip all the way across the district today, from Woodbridge to Dyke, to join us. This is my friend Philip Harding.
Wow, he really is a singer. Amazing. What a great time this is. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm just thinking how special this moment is. What a beautiful moment this is. Thank you all for coming. You think about all the things that have had to happen for us to be here sitting together today, it kind of hurts your head. And I'm thinking of that moment when Jesus, in Mark chapter 4:35, I've been thinking about it a lot, when he said, "Let us cross over to the other side." And they had to go through a storm, they had to go through some difficulties, but on the other side was a man who was filled with demons, and the only solution that society could give to him was to put him in chains and have him go live out in a cemetery. That sounds a lot like the answer that you're hearing today in society. But I'm here to tell you that there's a better way. And it comes back to we, the people. Hi, my name is Philip Harding, and I'm so grateful to meet you tonight. My family is here. I'm so glad. My wife, Rochelle, is here. My 3 children, 21 years with Rochelle, and yes. And my 3 beautiful children, Chantel, they're all running around, Paxton and Jackson. We're so glad we could be here with you all. My mother-in-law's here as well. And I'm a testament that the American dream is still alive. It really is. I grew up in California. My dad was a pastor. I was associate pastor. And I'm a first-generation college graduate. Did homeschool, went to a community college, and then somehow got into Harvard. I was a distant student, first ever elected student president as a Christian conservative guy. I ended up being university-wide student president. I remember at a young age feeling that call, feeling that calling to business, feeling that calling to public service. And I remember sitting with my dad in a moment and saying, "Dad, I feel this calling. I don't quite understand it, but I feel it." And he said, "Maybe God's going to use you for greater things in our country, in our world." And we cried in that moment. And Rochelle and I headed off 3,000 miles away to Cambridge, Massachusetts. And I ended up finishing my bachelor's and master's and being selected university-wide student president and then given the commencement address. If you'd showed me that picture 5 years earlier, I wouldn't have believed it. It was a God moment. A first-gen college grad standing there, and in that moment, you have to deliver this speech with no notes. It goes back to the 1600s where you'd have to deliver your speech from memory. Talk about education, declining education standards. And I spoke about George Washington, who came to that very spot in 1775 to take command of the troops. And he wrote back to Martha here in Virginia because he didn't have time to come back. And he said, "I feel a kind of destiny and a divine hand is guiding me to this service." And that was the name of the speech, A Kind of Destiny. We came down to DC, worked across the federal government, bringing the best and the brightest from the private sector to work alongside executives in government. And then felt this calling again to seeing more needs around the world. And we launched a company called Impact Junkie. And for the last 9 years, we've been working with people all around the world to start businesses, to live out their purpose. We've been in 30 countries with 2 million participants, slept in jungles with machetes and eaten sheep eyeballs in Kyrgyzstan, and been in palaces in the Middle East and all across this great nation with former gang members, drug addicts, helping them find purpose through those same principles that we so often take for granted. Free markets, free people, free country. I remember I was in Uzbekistan, and they had just elected a new president trying to be more focused on innovation and entrepreneurship. And they introduced me before the president came up and said, "This is Philip Harding from the country of dreams." And I'm just about to go up and it just hits you right in the heart. You remember how blessed we are, how grateful we should be for what we have been given, this wonderful country, to remember that our rights come from God, not from a government giving us permission and telling us when we can or can't do things. that we can get back to the problem solvers, the doers, the innovators. This is the same country that's eradicated disease, lifted billions out of poverty, created inventions that have transformed the world. That's what we're all about. So we're focusing on unleashing the builders, the doers, the problem solvers. On our launch event on Tuesday, everyone came in, gave them a Sharpie, and we got to work. Why wait until January? You elect me, then we'll get started. Let's get started now. You are the answer America needs. You are the solution. Tonight, you are here, you are part of the solution. And second, we're gonna strengthen family. If we could address the family, we would solve most of the downstream issues in our society. And third, we're gonna attack the debt. We're gonna bring that same entrepreneurial and business approach to tackling this big existential threat to our nation. We're not just gonna talk, we're gonna do it. I'm so grateful to have an amazing team. Emily Evans has just come over from Governor Youngkin's team. She was the Deputy Director of Outreach for the last 3 years, and they said they touched, out of the 8.8 million people, touched 8.6 Virginians, and she has come over to help. I'm so grateful. Her family is here as well. Give her a big round of applause. Thank you for all you've done for Virginia and continue to do. And God has just continued to bring amazing people and innovators. If you go to our website, philiphardingforcongress.com, you can see some of the stories of the military, veterans, school teachers, educators, healthcare workers, innovators, and doers right here in Virginia that are making America great. It's America made by us. Thank you so much. I look forward to getting you all knowing you all very soon and working for your vote. Let's get after it. Thank you, and God bless you all. God bless Virginia, and God bless the United States of America.
Well, we all three wanted to come up, me, Karen, and Todd, and just say how much we appreciate everyone showing up to this. We'll all kind of give some closing thoughts. I don't know if you knew that, but I'm putting you on the spot now. You know, everyone's had so many incredible things to say tonight. I really appreciate the sheriff coming here, you know, and taking the stance that he has so many other people. But if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this, and it's kind of a core thread throughout what everyone else has said, it's not just about the Second Amendment, it's about you, finding something that you are gifted at in a way that God has created you. He wants to use you to do something that's significant. And so often we delegate our responsibility of freedom and faith to other people, but we have to start to take on our God-given responsibility to stand up for our freedoms, to stand up for our kids, our families. And there's a lot of young people here tonight, which is awesome. And some of you guys have a purpose inside of your schools, inside of your communities, and we need all of us to start to step up. We need to equip and empower you guys to be able to go into your communities and to do the things that we're supposed to do. If you put all of your hope in a politician or a congressman or a senator or a delegate or a guy with a social media channel, we've all missed the mark. It takes all of us getting involved and stepping up, and the hand doesn't look at the foot and say, I don't need you. The body of Christ needs to come together and find its purpose and remember it again. So it's an honor to be here. So cool to get to meet Todd and to do this with you guys. I'm going to give it to Karen, and then we'll close this thing out. I think Todd's going to end it with something good.
Thanks, Micah. Let's give Micah one more round of applause. He put this whole thing together with Todd, and he's doing tremendous work. You know, what comes to my mind is that quote from Ronald Reagan that said, we're never more than one generation away from losing our nation, from losing our freedoms. These things aren't passed on through the blood. We've got to fight for them every single generation. And this is our time. Our kids are not guaranteed what we've enjoyed. It's up to us to ensure that they inherit it. And I certainly want my 3 children to inherit it. I know you want your kids and grandkids to as well. So thank you for being a part of the effort of saving Virginia. We need your vote on Tuesday. We've hit that hammer hard enough, but it really does come down to Tuesday. And so we're trusting you guys to do your part. And Todd, thanks for entertaining us. The band was fantastic. Thank you to the band. Can we give the band a big round of applause?
They'll be coming back for a couple more.
Okay. They've been fantastic. Come on out to Friday night at Maybell's. I mean, it's a blast. It's like this, except none of the politics, so it's even better. But thank you guys for having all of us, for putting up with hearing us all talk, and just getting out the vote on Tuesday. God bless you all.
Thank you, Micah. Hey, before we get back into the music, would you guys do me a favor? Could we bow our heads and go to the Lord right now? Father God, we look around this beautiful place that you have given us, that we get to call our home, at least for a while, until we come to our eternal home with you. And Lord, we're amazed. There are people among us that see these mountains, these colors, these sunsets, the beauty of this place, and they try to tell us that it came from some cosmic luck of dark matter and energy, and who knows what other tales they tell, Lord, but we know. We know that this is all your hand at work. And you made these mountains and these sunsets and these beautiful views and all of this before you made all of us. Even though you knew we were coming, you knew us even then. And in this time, God, where we are, it is our human nature to be nervous, to be apprehensive, to be sometimes even fearful, as we see rights getting taken away, as we see our streets becoming less safe, as we see our money being carelessly spent, on and on it goes, the things that concern us, those of us who pay attention to the world around us. Lord, let us remember that even in all of that, your hand is still on every bit of this. You have all of this in your control, and all we need to do is pursue you. All we need to do is seek you and your Son, Jesus Christ. So thank you, Lord, in all of this complication, that it really boils down to something very simple for those of us who know your Son. May we spread his name far and wide in everything we do. May each of us be a light unto the people we come across every day. Lord, please bless these servants we have here tonight, from congressmen to delegates to administrators to candidates to sheriffs to local party leaders. Bless these people, Lord. Bless their work, and may they not lose sight of the main thing. May they never lose sight of the service that they're called to do first and foremost in your holy name. And we praise you, and we lift you up, and we thank you in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Amen. We'll do one, boys, and then we'll have y'all up here just to kick everything over. All right. Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, carjack an old lady in a red light, pull a gun on the owner of the liquor store. Trying in a small town, see how far you make it down the road. Right take care of our road. When you cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. Don't try that in my small town. It's a good message. Come on up, boys. Let's play a couple fun ones and we'll get out of here. Looking down at all these songs, I made them all learn. I better do them. So when I was a pup and playing, just learning to play, I was in high school, and Keith and I were trading piano licks and trying to figure things out. He brought me up to sing with his band, Southern Sky, at that time, and like I said, I was maybe 15 years old, had no business. I was an old pup compared to you, Evan, what you're doing now. But anyway, this was one of the first two songs that I got to do. You probably don't remember that, but this and God Bless Texas were the two songs that I got to come up and sing. So, I better not forget the words. honky-tonk music clearly stipulate that if I do 3 Travis Tritt songs, I have to grow a mullet, but I am allowed to do 2 in a row. I can do 2, which is good because I couldn't hardly grow any. So let's try and put some drive in your country here. for just a couple more, y'all, and then I'm gonna come out. I see so many faces I ain't seen in a long time. I'm gonna talk to you. We'll play a little music and just hang out for a bit and catch up. Thank you for making the trip. Good to see you, Kat. Yeah. Ready? Ready, Rockstar? Y'all, one more time for Dave Mars on this guitar over here. I had about a week to put this crew together. You'd have thought it was Labor Day weekend. Everybody had so much happening. But boy, the Lord provided, man. What a group.
Thank y'all so much. Hey,
Dave Mars.
these people up here are awesome. Give them a round of applause. And these guys right here, it's a pleasure to play with these guys.
And thanks Dave for driving a long ways today. Dave had to drive all the way from Bedford. I lived in Bedford for 1 year.
That's as long as you lasted.
Yeah, as long as I can make it. Dave beat me all to pieces.
Good thing we took you back. It really been in trouble.
But I am from this area, so I'm very familiar with Greene County. Grew up, raised in Free Union.
Yeah.
Before they went nuts over there in Free Union, you had to go to Bedford. I'm charged by the hour.
Hold on a second.
We are going to get out of here on this song, you guys. So bless you and thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I hope it's been worth your while. Vote no Tuesday. Drag all your friends by the scruff of the neck. And let's win this thing on Tuesday, okay? And go to church in the morning and find those no voters too. God bless you. Cranberry and whiskey and a big black Dodge. Bought it at an auction at the Masons Lodge. Yeah, Johnson County Sheriff painted on the side. Thank you very much. One more time, John Coker on the bass guitar, Dave Mars on your lead guitar, Keith Samuels on your piano, harp, and dobro, Evan Sansom on the drums and maybe vocals. Gotta thank Chad Ayler on our sound, always making it sound good for us, brother. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for coming. We will see you, God willing, next Friday. We appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Of course. And I'm going to say,
Hey guys, Karen has one thought she wants to send you off with real quick. Our delegate, one more time, Karen Hamilton.
Hey guys, we've got one more thing I want you to be aware of. There's the March for Life down in Richmond on this Wednesday, April 22nd. If anybody is interested in going but doesn't want to drive, if you go to the Family Foundation website, they're having a bus leave from Charlottesville so people could gather together and go down with them. But anyway, if anybody's interested and available, we'd love to have you there. It's always a good time. We're fighting against the constitutional amendment against abortion on the ballot in November, so it's a huge year to stand for life, and we'd love to have anybody there. Thanks, guys.